Now, in this video, we are going to talk about the GCSE, Pearson Economics. So this paper is taken from 2019 January section. Now, today we will focus on, the best, I would say, the production, yes, and government policy, and also business operations. So these will be our focus for today and the topic. Now, so as you can see in the video, I've put the question here, okay, and then I've put the answer here, and I've also, I put down the exam report, okay, here. So let's take a look at the first question. We have to show the firm experienced economies and diseconomies of scale. So these two concepts, they are about average cost, okay. So please, okay, put down the average cost in the y-axis. However, there are some common mistakes that the students, they will label the vertical axis as price instead of average cost. So you have to be careful. Next, you have to put the output on the horizontal level. So you can, as you can see in the question, they haven't pinpoint the x-axis and y-axis, so you have to be careful. One more thing I would like to highlight is that you remember this is talking about long run for both economies of scale and this economy of scale. So you may put down here in this area. So it's about economies of scale. These again will be about this economies of scales. So let's take a look part 2. So for part 2, we have to explain the differences between internal and external economies of scale. In the exam report, it talks about the internal one, which I'll explain with examples. Say for example, okay, for the internal is gain as the firm expand, okay. Say for example, you can have this one, this is called purchasing economies of scales. Purchasing, okay, purchasing economies of scale. On the other hand, for external one, it would be about the whole industry, or you may say the whole market gain, okay. Say for example, Silicon Valley will be for IT, okay. So the shared expertise, okay. So then you can reduce the average cost, okay. So this is the external one. So let's take a look part 3. So for part 3, we talks about the economies of scale to make it competitive. So first of all, we have to define the meaning of economies of scale. That means reduction in average cost in the long run. So you have to state it very clearly. In the long run, the total average, the long run average cost drop, okay. So this is the definition of economies of scale. So when you can talk about when there is reduction in average cost, then of course you can, I would say you can have the price as competitive advantages, okay. So this is the answer, okay. So you can have cheaper price, okay, than your competitors. But okay, you can look for here economies of scale that are not necessary, because okay, there are other aspects such as quality of the product, okay. Yep, this is, I would say, for comparison. So you can see in the exam report, it talks about clear awareness for percent, but the benefits, okay, are very clear too. But the counter arguments, such as the quality, okay, it's not that clear, okay. So you have to talk about the quality, okay. Say for example, in the niche market, okay, you focus on the quality, okay. And yes, on the niche market, the type of customer would be, they would consider the quality as very important. So I would like to drop it down, okay, the quality. So this one will be about the quality in the niche market, okay, is the major focus of the customers. So this would be the counter argument. Okay, so for part 1, okay, we have to make use of table 2 to explain the differences between variable cost and fixed cost. So when we talk about you make use of table 2, that means you have to get examples. Say for examples, rent. Okay, this one would be the fixed cost. Okay, on the other hand, the materials, this one would be the variable cost. And of course, you have to give a definition. The definition for variable cost, they will changes with the level of output, but for the fixed cost, they won't change with the level of output. Okay, so this one, okay, a lot of students can do it very good. Of course, you may have other answers. For the fixed cost, you may use this one. Okay, sorry. For the fixed cost, you may use this one and also this one. These are the fixed costs. For the variable cost, you can also make use of these. Okay, for these blue items, they are the variable cost. You can name any one of it to do the answer part. Now, in this question, we have to compute the profit made by the business, and of course, you have to show the workings, because you can see the total mark is 4, and you can grab the workings. Okay, for gaining marks. However, in the exam report, it talks about a lot of students, they have difficulties in doing this one. So we will do this together. So to compute the profit, first of all, we have to compute the revenue. So the revenue would be 70,000. Then you get 1 mark. Okay, of course, you have to list out the formula. Then you get 1 mark. So the formula, the profit formula is very easy. Okay, it's for 1 mark. Oh my God. Okay, it's equal to total revenue minus the total cost. So then you get 1 mark for the formula. And then after you work out the total revenue, then we have to work out the total cost. Okay, divide it into 2 parts. First of all, we have to work out the fixed cost. So these, okay, we call these fixed cost. So that means they won't change. Okay, even though the production level raise or drop. Okay, so these are called the fixed cost. On the other hand, we have to also work out the variable cost. So these we call it variable cost. So these costs would increase when the number of production increase. So what you need to do, you need to add these up, and then times 1,000. Okay, so this 1,000 is the volume. Okay, so this 1,000 is the sales volume. So that's it. Okay, so after that, you make use of, okay, so you can compute the answer equal to 63000. So after that, then you can work out, okay, by using this one, you put it here and deduce this one, then you can grab the answer. So this is the answer. Okay, this one will be the answer. So that's for the 4 marks. Okay, but a lot of students find it difficult. Okay, so you remember, you have to do it carefully. First of all, you put down the formula, work out the total revenue, work out the fixed cost, work out the variable cost, and then compute the profit. So let's move on to part 3. So we have to explain the reason that limit the growth of small business. So that's very easy, right? Because they don't have money. Okay, so why they don't have money? Because the bank think it's too risky to lend them. Okay, so it's very, in the report it says it's very good, but a few students, they will try to do this economies of scale. Okay, it's wrong. Okay, because this one, it talks about long run. Okay, so don't go for that one. Okay, let's move on to the last part of this question. It asks about the effectiveness of promoting competition, okay, in the country. Say for example, okay, we may use UK as an example. So UK has regulate, indeed, they have regulate a lot of business. Rather than promotion, they try to prevent exhibition from the monopoly power. Okay, and this is the first one. Okay, so I would say, to promote competition, the first thing you have to do is to prevent monopoly. And the second way to do it is to promote small business. So these are the 2 ways to promote competitions. Okay, But there are judgments that we have to give, as you know, and also you have to give, I would say, real life examples. Say for example, some firms may have too much power, okay? Yep, or they become reliant on the government or become inefficient, okay? So there are a level of support is insufficient. So you have to give real life examples, okay? So I would say for example, okay, if you use UK as an example, you can talk about Uber, okay, or the airport now. So, or you may make use of the examples in your own country. So that's all for this video, okay? Remember to give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.